Groningen, a city that speaks the language of music. It seems that it almost expresses itself by it. The famous Greek philosopher Plato once said, "Music gives a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything." Around the city of Groningen, if you listened closely, you would notice a sound, voices that has almost become an echo of Groningen. Alex and Kaleo, let's finally meet them and hear their story.
I was born in Rio, in Brazil, and I'm half French. In 2011, I moved to the Netherlands, and since 2018, I've been living in Groningen.
I'm Alex, and I come from Germany. I lived in the States for a year when I was a kid, but I came to Groningen for my journalism masters. I'm finished with that. So looking to the future.
How did you guys meet?
Well, I walked into a shop once where Kaleo was working as a bouncer, and I had my guitar with me after a long day of doing what we're doing anyways, street music, and he just said,
What do you play?
yeah, which is when I unpacked my guitar, and he was like, sick man, we gotta hang, I live right there, and pointed down the road. And since then the rest is history, I guess.
Skip forwards a few months.
We lived
living together in his studio.
Yeah. Music to me is anything that feels honest, heartfelt, and just authentic. I think that's really the most important part for me. It could be any genre, except for German Schlager, but that's just a second.
That's amazing, man. What about you?
Music is something a lot of people can get lost in, and it's good to forget about all of your worries and all of your baggage that you carry around all the time. And especially for me, music is something that I've always had with me. I moved to the Netherlands and my family stayed in Brazil. That was back in 2011, so 11 years ago, 10 years ago. And music is one of the only things that I've always kept besides me.
Yeah, same for me.
It's very dear to me, very important.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing.
What are you waiting for?
So what is it that really drives you forward to go out in the streets and take action?
What really drives me is every time I see someone walk by and instantly get a smile on their face. And when people hang around after a song and tell us that we made their day, and that is the shit. That is what I live for.
That's fascinating, man. That's
I think
fascinating.
it's similar for me, and also the fact that you can just be profiting from something that doesn't feel like work to you. It is physically tiring, and you come back and be like, well, I feel that I've been singing for 4 hours, but it doesn't feel like an office job from 9 to 5. I can tell you that, and that's something that I've kept in my mind for the past couple months, and realizing that that's not what I want to go to.
Dog and I'm a pure breed. I'll look you up into frenzy. Got this baggage, it's heavy.
It's very often that we hear that behind many beautiful things and behind many successful people, there is some kind of struggle, pain, or even near-death experiences that made the people reach that point of change and taking action. Let's hear what Alex and Kaleo have to say about this regarding their beautiful journey.
I mean, just to say quickly, the near-death experience for us was financial.
Financial
Yeah.
death.
Yeah.
Lockdown was very hard. Winter was even tougher, and when curfew came along, the animal was just not there. People didn't want to stop and listen to music. They just wanted, well, yeah, to get out of the situation they were in and
Go from A to B to the market and back and just do whatever needs to be done. But now it feels like
the
the
sun.
market is and the sunshine is driving
Yeah.
people outside again more than before. Which is
So
really nice.
definitely the willpower to play street music was sometimes not there through the winter and the lockdown, but making people happy and financial
Yeah.
responsibilities made it so we had to go play.
Yeah, because there was one point, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, when we played at House de Beurs and it was -10 and snowing
It was
around
snowing.
us.
Wow.
Yeah, and we were playing on
Kind
the
of-
streets.
Kind of shows you the extremes to what we can go to, and I think now throughout my life I've played at -10 to +40, so it's a span of 50 degrees Celsius. I don't know how many people have an idea of how warm and how cold it
It's
is, but
very,
it's
very
a big
cold.
difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you had to give a message to all the people watching, a message to be remembered by, reflecting on your journey and everything that you've learned until now, what would it be?
Be daring.
Be daring.
Yeah. Do whatever you feel is right, and even if it seems like the plan is not going to fall into place, try and chase what makes the most sense to you, and I think most of the time things will resolve themselves around it and the puzzle will come together, so to speak.
Yeah. There's a saying in Dutch, niet geschoten, altijd mis, and it's exactly what he said. If you don't try it, you'll never know if you can do it. I like to add on to what you just said by saying that you can achieve way more than you think of yourself. If you don't try it, you'll never know how far you can get. So my advice is
Do it.
shoot for the stars, because you don't know where you end up.
Shows you reasons why